What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. One Piece 455. I think we have to get to 57 until we kind of get going with the next arc. I've been told that the episodes that we're seeing right now, they're not manga canon. They're like I don't know, it's not anime exclusive, but what's the word? Like the anime adds things, but it's not in the manga, but it is canon. I forget the word, but I've been told that they should be watched. It's not filler. It's not halfway filler. They just should be. I've been told that they're skippable, that there's really no purpose to like really watch them or anything. But, and I agree. I kind of get that feeling. It's like, let's see what Scooby-Doo and the gang are up to now. We're just going to like each different crew member. Because like I said, there feels like a disconnect of like the crew being involved with like what's going on. Like I can do with, we could go this whole, I don't know, what's this arc coming up called? Marineford? Is that being pronounced correctly? I'm not sure. I feel like so many new players and new chess pieces have been introduced in that prison break, that I would be fine if we went through the whole Marineford arc and it didn't involve any of the other Straw Hats, because we're getting introduced to new characters, yet to be introduced characters. The whole Whitebeard thing in his crew, and I'm sure he's gonna have his, you know, first in command and next in command and all this type of stuff. We got Blackbeard and his crew moving, and then all the other warlords, you know, we think there's still one that we haven't been introduced to, and then the other is it Admiral or Vice Admiral? I always get those confused in the rankings of them. I think it's Admiral. And then I think Goku's Fleet Admiral. I think that's correct. Not quite sure. But there's so many like new players and new challengers to be introduced to this Royal Rumble nonsense we've got going on, that the Straw Hats haven't been involved with what's going on. So I don't really like need them to be involved for the story to be good. So I say that to say, I feel like I don't even need these episodes if they're not going to be like involved with what's about to go down. Because like I said, you're not going to resolve all of their arcs at these new places, at least I think, in these next 2 to 3 episodes. So they're not going to be there when shit goes down, at least initially. Now, if the arc is 100, 200 something episodes long, eventually they'll make their way, or we'll catch back up with them at some point. But I would have loved it if we rolled right into it, no breather, straight from Impel Down, straight into it. But we'll see. Like I said, there's a couple interesting storylines. The Frankie one in particular is interesting, given how important this scientist seems to be. Now, again, is he a Hallbuck situation where he is a piece of shit? Are they just kind of using him against his will, like a Star Wars Rogue One, like you better make this Death Star or we'll kill your family type shit? And he doesn't want to be creating these things for them, and I don't know. So that's an interesting storyline. Robin's is a little bit interesting as well, because I'm curious if, like, with the whole bridge situation, is that going to be a part that comes back around that we talk about or play with or I don't know. All the other ones, like Brook getting worshipped, I can't even remember what Zoro's was. Oh, Zoro's on the island with Negative Girl. Yeah, so between Brook storyline of him getting like worshipped by some cult, Zoro's storyline with the Negative Ghost Girl, who knows what Usopp's doing on that island with that random knight or whatever the hell he is. Chopper, God, I do not need that on screen anymore. And Nami's is like kind of, I don't know. I don't need these episodes, but we've already started, and I debated like, should I watch this? But I looked at my list and it was like anime canon episodes. It listed these, so we've already started, so we're gonna go ahead and finish it. Let's see what we've got. And the Sanji thing, the only thing that makes that interesting is because we got introduced to, in my opinion, it's because we got introduced to Ivan is the only reason that makes his arc interesting. And right off the bat, I can tell this is one of those hey guys, bring in the interns. It's winter break for our staff. You guys just animate this shit. I could tell by the loose art lines. The art style has changed here. So it's gonna be one of those episodes. I try not to look too long. Very thin, very loose animation. Ooh. Oh, so he's just a piece of shit. Imagine being born into this like that little girl. Like, I'm just born here, by the way. Straight into servitude. It'd be different if she was like out somewhere poor, like, or maybe she was in Alabasta with a drought, or on an island that didn't, you know, where her family didn't make a lot of money, or just out there on the outskirts of what. But even with all, okay, piece of shit. Even with all that, if she grew up poor or her place is in a drought or whatever, you know what she could do? If push came to shove? She could just leave. Go explore the world, go to a new place, attempt something. Can't do anything here. Jump him, fight, fight, fight. Yeah, that gun will handle it. Fight, fight, fight. What's in the prison tower? Hmm? Are we even recording? Hello? Okay. Ha ha ha. Bro. Is this back-to-back arcs? No, we've had a couple arcs in between. This bitch. Was this 2 arcs in a row where like Nico Robin has had like kind of her own focus and screen time? Or she just like gets the shit beat out of her? Like, does she ever get a moment to like ever just breathe? Ever? I don't know. Yeah, this old lady feels bad. Even when she gets, I know she feels bad. You know how the little girl had to bring it out of her. I already know her. Mm-hmm. Sure. She gave it up for some damn Hershey's, bro. They're just gonna put you right back in rotation and beat the shit out of you again. Don't take that. Because it's not like they're gonna release you, so you gave up information for what? A couple pieces of chocolate? Yeah, exactly. So I guess the question is like, if they're always going to work you to the bone and you're always going to suffer anyway, what's the point of even siding with them? Because what do you get out of giving them information? Like that's her reward. It's not like, hey, you get a week off, or hey, we'll help you get out of here, or anything. Here, take these pieces of like expired chocolate. Like, is that what we're doing? Guys, can we not cover her up? Is there a reason she's got to be busting out of the seams? Alright, who's this man? Last time we saw Old Man locked up, he proceeded to be one of the top 10 strongest characters we've been introduced to. So... I forget Luffy had a blue vest at one point. They keep showing that like everybody has no time to waste, but then they show that like there's something in their new place that like will keep them for a period of time. Who's this old man? Hit us with some knowledge, please. Guys? Do they not notice this girl over here? Have we seen any? I mean, we've only been at this place for like 2 episodes max. Maybe this is the 3rd one. Have we seen any other people her age at all? How are you gonna get in? Are they under attack? Who the hell was that? Okay. Over here helping the poor, stealing from the rich? Who the hell were they? Oh my god, she's scaling it. And unless it's a hidden secret, I'm assuming she possesses no abilities. So this is like... Fuck. With the face tat. Eh? Wait, how did she get in? Didn't that guy... Okay. Well, they're coming over here. Oh, it was because of him. I was about to say, that face tat guard let her in. Alright, the revolution is here. Now... Yo. Little girl, you better cycle through those keys. You know what would make this storyline very interesting? Oh shit. Y'all got a Devil's Fruit ability or something? I was about to say, tell me you got her free. I don't think you guys understand. Nico Robin's death count could be disgustingly high if every time she snapped somebody's neck, she was actually killing them. That's a quick 40 bodies right there if they actually counted that. It'd be disgusting. But she never actually does kill anybody. But you know what would make this very interesting? This revolutionary thing here? Are they just some one-off like band of revolutionists that are just like, hey, you know, we had people that worked on the bridge one time, we are not gonna let them, like, they're just their own little ragtag group that's just trying to do some shit, right? But you know what would make it really interesting? The other time we've heard of revolution was with Luffy's dad. Now, if there's some way that these guys are also in with that group, that would be very interesting, but I might be thinking a little too deep into that. This might just be some random, like, Robin Hood group that just is doing the right thing, and they know people, you know, might have any connection at all, but who knows? Who actually knows? So we still need Zoro, Brook, Usopp, and I think that's it. Yes, that is it. I guess now that I think about it, maybe I'm also interested in the Zoro storyline. Just because I wonder why have Perona there as well. Like, what are we playing with that? Like, what purpose is she gonna serve, you know? Because he still can't deal with her negative shit, so like, what's the play? Sounds like you're gonna have to get out and push. Wasn't he supposed to be like dead on arrival once the hormone juices ran out from his recovery? Well, what can we do? Anybody? I truly hope. Oh, okay. Okay, this guy. I will say though, I'm kind of numb to the screaming and crying after all the Buggy and Mr. 3. I'm interested to see Luffy's attitude once we touch ground, because I was a very big what's the word, detractor of the way Luffy handled that Impel Down. Just really lost a lot of points with me with his attitude and how it was going. Had the argument with people on Patreon, people on YouTube, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, of like, that's just his personality and that's the core of the story and that's One Piece, you know, the journey in between. And yet there's a time and a place, and Luffy just rarely is ever correct time and correct place mentally, you know. Man was more locked in to defend the old man's honor against Bellamy than he was to go rescue his own brother from being executed. But I'm very curious what his attitude is going to be when the ship arrives to Navy headquarters. Like, are we locked in? Like, can we go? I don't want anything grabbing your attention or thinking that it's funny and everything. Like, we gotta go. We have got to go. I'm also curious, are we gonna touch back at Impel Down? Like, there's a storyline there. There's Blackbeard and Shiryu, and they're teaming up, and Magellan's still there, and do they just walk out and there's no altercation at all? Or like, what's up with that? I wonder what Goku's reaction is going to be when he hears about what Blackbeard did. Because he already got word that Blackbeard was MIA. We'll see. And I'm curious if like everybody's going to get their own hockey teacher, like a Hunter x Hunter thing, or what. Because I think I said this last reaction of like, do you think they give everybody like a baseline? Because like Hunter x Hunter, I don't need Usopp and Nami to have their Nen to equal, you know, full prime child prodigy Gon and Killua. Like, no, that's not them. Was it just a giant ramen bowl? Like Usopp and Nami and Chopper and Frankie and some of the others, they're not going to be tasked with fighting like the enemy's Enru or the enemy's Whitebeard or the enemy's Blackbeard or Magellan. Like, that's never going to be them, okay? Clearly. But I will say we might be getting into a level of like the crews that we run across, like Blackbeard or like a Whitebeard thing, whoever the enemies might be. Because we've seen everybody get their one-on-ones, right? Like Nico Robin, not Nico, Nami has fought one-on-one villains. Usopp has fought Perona and other one-on-one villains like in different arcs. I wonder if we're going to get to a point where like everybody we fight has a baseline of hockey, and is it like a Hunter x Hunter thing? Like if you don't even have a base level to even cloak yourself in Nen, you can't even stand in the same room without just fainting or dying. And we've already seen some of that. So I'm curious, are Usopp and Nami and some of the others, I don't expect them to be Susanoo level, you know, chakra users. But I think you need a baseline just so you can at least stand in the presence, no? I'm very curious what they decide to do with that. Where's he getting the chocolate from? Oh no. Ha ha ha. Is there actually a drawback to eating the food or what? Why is the whole island shaking? What do we got? Someone. Hell. What the hell is that? This says of a daily feeding time or what? Oh. Okay. We're having fun, I guess. You gonna let go and get down there? Was he eating it on his way back? I don't know. Why am I trying to logically explain what he's doing? Get me the hell out of this. Yeah, I agree. These episodes were very skippable. But I didn't know that at the time. I'm trying to think, because like the only thing that makes these watchable is to see what the Vegapunk is going to be, like what his lab is going to be. And again, am I reading too much into it? The whole revolutionary people that helped Nico Robin get out of there, do they have anything to do with Luffy's dad, or they're like not at all? Okay, we just end. Yeah, get me the hell out of there, guys. Get me the hell out of there. I'm trying to think if he said... I want to see if they said anything. Did they say anything that related to... I'm an agent of the Revolutionary Army? That is Luffy's dad, no? I don't know. We just talked about it a little bit with Ivankov at the prison and stuff, but I can't remember if is that what the name of them. I know the word revolutionary and Luffy's dad go together, but is that it? I'm trying to see if there's anything else said here. And didn't the old man say he got himself captured on purpose? I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's about the only thing we've got going here, is if that is tied together. Besides that, there's the whole, again, the Usopp storyline is toss it in the bin with the Sanji storyline, toss it in the bin with the Chopper storyline. What's happening with that, I have no idea. It's pretty bad. It's some of the more worst material that we've gotten, just from a content standpoint. I mean, it's up there with the Foxy Hunger Games bullshit tournament that they had. What can you do? So we have just Brook and Zoro left, and that gets us to 456. And then I think I have it up here. Is it just 456? Let me double check real quick, because I want to, like, how curious are we? Like, I'm curious of, like, how close are we to actually, like, getting back into it. The arc of all arcs, as the kids say. We have... It is... Anime canon episodes I have is 453 through 456. So the next, it starts back from 459 through 87. Well, 80, that just says what my next filler episode is. But this nonsense Team Rocket bullshit ends at 457. So we have one more, which I'm assuming is going to be Brook. I'm not assuming, it's going to be Brook. It's going to be Zoro. And hopefully some of that episode transitions us into whatever the hell Luffy and them are about to walk up on. And then word on the street is the arc of all arcs starts. How many episodes it is, TBD. We'll strap in for it. And we'll see what we got. I'm trying to think, just because there's nothing to talk about from these episodes really. Aside from the Revolutionary Army thing, that'd be a nice little tie-in that makes Nico Robin's storyline a little bit more interesting. Of all the new moving parts and characters, so we have Ivankov, which has some kind of ties to Luffy's dad. So that's an interesting storyline, interesting character to have around. We got Jinbei and his tie-in to Whitebeard. Now I'm curious, is it a mutual friendship and likeness between Jinbei and Whitebeard, or is it just like a Jinbei fanboying over him and Whitebeard actually doesn't like him or any fishmen at all? You know, that's an interesting storyline. And he's a warlord, the information he might have, his power set, you know, all those type of things. So we got that. The Crocodile also rolling back up on the Marines and the Navy. Again, I don't think he's going to join the crew or anything like that, but I'm curious of like, what purpose does he now serve? It's not going to be for the Marines. Unless he could backstab us and to see if that helps get his status back, who knows. Then you got the whole Blackbeard thing, who like wanted the warlord title, then essentially just flushed it down the drain. What's gonna happen with that? Boa Hancock and all the other warlords. We still have one left to be really introduced to, and I think that's Doflamingo. But I think we have seen and gotten introduced to all of them though, and all of their power sets and moves. For the most part, I think we haven't specifically gotten what Doflamingo does, but I think we've seen it in action, some kind of sorcery puppet shit that he's got going on. So we got that storyline. All the other admirals, the one that we still have yet to be introduced to, Goku with his goat that likes to eat fax documents or whatever the fuck he's got going on, and then Whitebeard and his crew and that whole thing, on top of ones that I might have seen and I don't know who they are, just a bunch of things to get introduced to. So we have a lot of moving chess pieces like kind of converging and going to be all in one arc. So there's a lot to look forward to with that. So we'll leave it there and see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,